Good morning, Krissy. How are you?
I'm good, Robyn. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm excited about this because I know I see you a lot and I come in
Yeah.
your store a lot, not to just buy, but just to chit chat. So I look at us as very good friends. But today I want to talk about Cowgirl Princess because it's a cool little shop and it survived COVID and all these other things. So, first question for you is
Well,
tell us
let me
who
tell
you
you,
are.
I absolutely hate being on Zoom, but I love you, so I'm doing this for you.
I know, right? The things you do for friends is amazing, right? I know everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be bad on camera," and I'm like, all you have to do is talk. I make it sound so easy, right? It's like all you
You
got to do
totally
is
do. And you
talk.
look great on it all the time.
Thank you very much.
I love watching
Zoom.
your videos.
It's called Zoom effects. It's a thing, I swear. Okay, enough about me. Let's talk about you.
Okay.
Introduce yourself and introduce your store.
Okay, I am Krissy. My store is Cowgirl Princess. I'm at 1357 Foothill Boulevard and in La Cañada, and I've been here for 14 years.
14 years. Wow, that's a long time because most little boutiques, average lifetime of a little clothing boutique is what?
When I started, I was the fourth boutique, and over the last couple years, but there's been a couple. So I think overall there's been 8 boutiques in town, and I'm the only one that's been left.
You're last girl standing.
I'm the last one standing, the last one at the bar, and the last one to leave the party.
And we love that about you. I'm like, where's the wine, Krissy? Oh yeah, it might be too early for that, right?
Too early.
Maybe later. That's a whole other interview, right? So
We need to do a happy hour.
I know we should do a happy hour interview. No, that's probably not going to be good.
Be very sidetracked like we are right now.
Yeah, right. Okay, wait. Okay, so back on track. Curious about how you decide what to buy for your store, and preface that by telling me what's your clientele like. Enjoy the sirens as they go by. What people don't know is we're literally five stores away from each other right now doing this interview, which is very funny. It's like I should just walk down the street with my phone, right? Okay, so question back to you.
To answer the question, I have always been in retail since I was 11 years old. I would go on Sundays and help my mom where she worked. And I buy based on like what I think women will feel good wearing, what looks good, what's flattering. So sometimes a trend might be, or a hot color might be like that canary yellow. And I know over the last 25 years, yellow is a really hard color to wear. So even if it's in every magazine, I will not order it because most people put on yellow and it does not make their skin look good. It makes them young, so I tend to buy stuff that I think will look good and flattering on women.
That's good because I think if you made them look fat and ugly, they probably would not buy things. It's just a guess. It's a hunch.
I'm like, if you're buying something here, I don't want you to not be happy and look good in it. I want you to be happy and feel good.
So tell us a little bit about the inventory that you carry.
I carry a little of everything. And I think that's been a good success to my business, is that I can get a girl that just went off to college and she's going to get her first job. And she comes in here with her mom and buys a pair of pants and a top. I get women who are retired. I've had customers that are over 90 years old that come in here and buy stuff. So literally I have people that'll bring their kids and buy a little pretty bracelet. So it's almost for any age to come in here and be able to find something.
Do you have a choice on the vendors that I mean, I know you have a choice. Let me ask it differently. Do you have a preference on what types of vendors that you work with? Like, for instance, when I'm talking to the chef, he's talking about, he's got a good group of organic vendors that he likes to buy from. Does that relate to retail as well? There's certain vendors you like.
Definitely. There's some vendors that I have really good relationships with. So if I sell out of something really fast, I can call them and they will, which I shouldn't be saying this, but they will take from somebody else's box to send me more, which is really awesome.
Which is cool, right?
Right. And sometimes if somebody cancels out on a box, they'll call me and say, we have this. And I'll be like, oh, you know what, I'll take. So we help each other out. There's other vendors that sometimes drive me insane and they're kind of pushy, and I don't like pushy. So I tend to not buy from people that are trying to really be pushy sales wise, because I'm not that way with my customer either. I don't like that.
Yeah, your store, just so viewers understand, your store is very, very friendly and very nice and very service oriented.
And yesterday I had 2 new customers, and I asked the lady, she goes, "It's my first time in here." I said, "If you need help, I can help you. And if you don't need any help, you can look on your own." So it's based on what a customer needs. If she needs help, we will help them. But if she just wants to do her own thing, we're okay with that too.
So how far in advance do you have to buy? So we're moving into spring. When did you buy for spring?
So things have changed since COVID. So before I would buy, I would say August, I would have all my orders in for the following spring. So by March, I have all of my fall mainly in, but now people are not going to the shows. So you can, it's a different, it's really interesting. It's a whole different thing since COVID.
Do you think that the way you buy during COVID is the way things had to change in order for you to buy during COVID? Do you think that that trend of buying will remain, or do you think that people will go back to the big shows of the touch it, feel it? What do you think?
I think now with COVID is that you're buying closer to the time frame, to where, you know, before I would buy sweaters and they would start coming in August, September, October, because I ordered them back in February or March. Now I'm buying like, oh, it's going to be cold next week. I can order sweaters and have them here in 3 days.
So it's a little bit more real time now.
It's real time, and it's a little bit less risk.
Oh, but is it more risk to the person that's selling the item to you?
It is. It's harder for them because they don't know what they should stock up on because they don't have those orders.
Oh, interesting. So let's have a little fun. Show me, because I know what you're going to show me. We're just going to go with it.
I'm like,
show me what's on trend. Show me that first item, Krissy. Let's talk about that.
So for spring on trend, and a couple years ago, I would have said I'm not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But this go around,
honestly, I can't even look. But go
this
for it.
Go around, they've changed things up. So on trend for spring, are overalls.
I can't.
Okay, so here's what they did.
Okay,
they did a cinch waist, so you can bring it in.
Yeah, that's gonna help an overall.
Okay. And now it's a crop leg. So this is, you know, you put their little like tennis shoes on, it's a little bit more funky. So the overalls are back, but they're, what is the word? They zhuzhed them up a little bit.
Okay, you know the best way you could zhuzh a pair of overalls up, in my opinion, is to put them in the box and send them back.
You know what's going to be really funny, Robbyn, is that when you come down here, I'm going to make you try on the overalls. We're going to take a picture and we're going to post it.
Oh my God. Okay. You're so down because I have the perfect shoes on today, and I have no problem with people making fun of me. I'm down for it. Okay. So everybody just look for this famous overall because I'm 5'3". So you putting me in cropped overalls is like, why don't you just immediately turn me into a bowling ball? Totally.
Okay.
What's up?
Another trend, which was in the fall that's continuing for spring, is the little puff shoulder.
Okay, I think that's cute.
So some people do very exaggerated, and I feel like those look a little clowny. So to me, I only will buy the ones that have just a little detail, just a little to kind of bring the shoulders.
Okay, check. Approve that one. Okay. And they're buying so far is 50-50.
Is camo. Camo was strong last year, and it's continuing this year. So camo, and they're just changing it up. So like for spring, it's pale pink, light blue. They've just changed the colors. The other thing that's you'll see more of is shorter. They've brought the t-shirt up because now we're all in sweats. And when you're wearing sweats, you have to kind of not make them look frumpy. So if you're wearing baggy sweatpants, a baggy shirt just makes it baggier. So you put a little t-shirt that's cropped, not cropped, with your sweatpants. It kind of makes them.
It doesn't mean go be 14 and have your tummy showing. It just means don't have it hanging down below your belly button type thing, right?
We're not wearing these with leggings lately.
Yeah. No. Krissy. So when you go into Krissy's store, she's like, no. She would never say that to you. She would very calmly and nicely say, I think you should look at this. which is a nice thing to say. She says
I
it to me
think
all the time.
I don't. Well, yeah, I tried to make. I want people to feel good and look good. People are like, does this really look good? I said, listen, you're representing me when you leave in an outfit here.
Correct.
I don't want to look like crap when you're on, because people, where'd you get that? I'm never going in there. I
It's
want
like
you
when
to
you
look
get your
good.
hair done. It's like if your hair looks really good, people always ask you. And that
Totally.
hairdresser wants to be proud of it. So you want people to see your clothes and go, oh, that's super cute. Where'd you get it?
Exactly.
So
And then the other
there?
thing that, oh, here it is. This tie-dye.
Tie-dye. I have it on today.
You have it on? Tie-dye's
it
going strong again through spring and summer. So, I mean, this is it's a knit. So something like this is
cute.
$5, but it looks really cute. I'm going to, with a pair of jeans, little blue in there.
Cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
So,
okay. So think back. What is the worst thing you ever bought for your store and you thought for sure it was going to blow out and it didn't?
Okay. This is a good question.
Okay.
Years ago, I bought it was like a yellow. It was a bright, see, that was the first hint. I shouldn't have bought it.
For yellow, right? Your own advice. You said don't buy yellow.
Okay. It was like a really cool raincoat. And I was like, cool. Like it was funky and then it came in and I'm like, oh my gosh, it looks like a worker from Caltrans jacket.
We love, preface. We love the workers at Caltrans. But
it was like one of the, and I'm like, oh, that wasn't the look. For some reason, when it was at the show, it looked super cool. And then when it came here, I was like, yeah, like they're not even like, when there's an accident in the rain, they have those big yellow. So right. I called him and I was like, I think I made a mistake.
I think you were supposed to go to Caltrans. No.
Right. I was like, so he let me return it, which was really nice.
Okay. Best things that you buy that you can't. What? One more? What?
Okay. Yeah. I was going to show you, but you're asking me things I can't keep in stock?
Yeah. What can't you keep in stock?
I just got more of these yesterday. Can you see them?
Are those the
your drink?
Gummies with alcohol in them?
5% alcohol in each gummy. And if you have 5 or more, you can't drive because you will be above the legal limit. It's a company out of London. Right. And $25. There's 10 gummies in here. And it's a great gift. So they're like, this one is called The Party. Then there's like the new ones. I mean, this is like the Whiskey Club. We've got the Night In. So it just makes it a fun little, sometimes people just need a little pick-me-up.
Well, you know how people keep like a jar of M&Ms on their desk? I keep those on my desk. It's the happiest deal you've ever done.
The other thing that we have had a hard time keeping in stock are these little purses. So they come with a fun little strap. Cute little size. These are $48. Canvas. Cute little. Sweet. Yeah.
What?
And we always get new stuff in every day.
I know you're always getting new stuff in there. I have to stay away. I always have to walk north, not south. I think it's west, not east, unfortunately. So I need to learn whatever, this way. I can't walk this way. What is the hardest thing about having a retail business?
The hardest thing, the bookkeeping, like the accounting, the number. I don't like that stuff. I'm just like, that part. And then like, there's certain things that I have to do, like change the air filter and like all this random stuff. And I'm like, wait a minute, I want to like buy clothes and sell clothes and make people happy. Right. I don't want to clean the dirty air filter. Ew.
It's like the ugly part behind the scenes business, but as a small, because like, what's your footprint? Like, what's the square footage of your building and how many employees do you have?
It's about 700 square feet and there's four of us.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, but it's one here, one there. I mean, it's manageable. It's manageable to have one person working during the day.
But it's not you've got this cleaning crew that comes in and does all the maintenance work. And I mean, it's a small business and you have to do the good, the bad, the ugly.
Luckily, my mom helps me because she'll come in, you haven't cleaned the bathroom. And then she gets so annoyed that she'll do it.
Is your mom there today?
She's not. I actually was.
She's not?
It's her birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday to my mom.
By the way, you have the coolest mom, by the way. She's great. When I come in there and you're not there, we totally talk about you. Kidding.
Oh, I'm sure she loves talking crap about me.
She never talks bad about you, and she loves your daughter, her granddaughter, to death. That girl walks on water, just like it should be.
And bosses her around.
So is there anything, I have to ask this to you a different way because I have to pretend like I don't know much about your business. What's something people would be surprised to know about a small boutique business that they would never, that wouldn't be kind of like Captain Obvious to them? Anything come to mind?
You know what? I think a lot of people think that it's like fun. And I've had interns over the years from the high school, the girls that come here that want to own a store. Mm-hmm. And then like one of the first things I do is teach them how to break down a cardboard box and show them where the trash can is. And they're like, you know, there people, and I always joke with customers because they're like, you're never here. And I go, well, you know, even when I'm not here, I'm always here in spirit, because there's so much behind the scenes work that I do that people, you know, they come in here and they think it's really easy because it looks fun, but there's so much extra work behind the scenes that people don't really know. Like with the ordering, the returning, the special ordering, this is late, this is coming in, but you know, it's having all these different parts try and bend and mold together to work.
Right. I'm hearing as I do more and more of these small business interviews, I'm hearing more and more of that, you know, what people don't see is the work behind the business. And in order to have that cute shop and sell the cute things and present these pretty items, there's a lot of work behind the scenes that no one ever thinks about.
Right. And I'll give an example is that sometimes I'm looking for the perfect Valentine's shirt or a heart shirt or whatever it is. And sometimes it requires me looking at different vendors' websites, and maybe it's taking me 5 hours to find one shirt.
Right. Because you want to get it just right for your client.
Right. So when somebody will say like, well, what brand is that? And I'm thinking, I'm not just going to give you all my, you know, information, because that took me a lot of time to find.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So if there was your best part of your business, what do you think? Best part, favorite part?
I would say so far, because I am a single mom, the best part of my business has been the flexibility that when my daughter was younger, I never had to miss a performance, a sporting event. And I could literally, if I couldn't have coverage, I would just put a note on the door and say, at my daughter's Christmas event, be open tomorrow at 10. And customers would come the next day and go, how was her event? So my customers are very understanding. Now I don't have to do it as much, but when my daughter was little, I could go to everything and I would just put a little note and explain what I'm going to for my daughter, and people would understand.
How frustrating was it with COVID?
COVID was frustrating because I ended up having to work behind the scenes more. And I went from working a couple days a week to working like 6 days a week and trying to convert my business model a little to mailing stuff, to dropping stuff off at people's houses. I was running around like a chicken with my head chopped off, but that was a whole different story. What was hard for me is that no business that I know wants to spread COVID. So small businesses, we do so much because we don't want to have that kind of a label or that negativity. So when we all had to close and seeing all those giant businesses, Costco and Home Goods and all those places be able to pack people in as a small business owner, that was very, very frustrating to see.
Yeah, that's kind of disappointing because even today, I see the small businesses limiting who's coming in their store, making people wait, keep their masks on. And then you're right, you know, you go to a Costco and they're reaching over each other. And I mean, not that we want to bash on the big companies, we love the big companies too, but when you're saying that you're a community and you're a state that supports small business, and you've put so many out of business, I mean, you worked so hard.
Who even knew I had it in me? No,
I was gonna, but you know, kudos to you, because I think that small business owners, what people don't realize is how much they have in them. And, you know, you pull it up by your bootstraps, so to speak, and you just keep moving forward.
You have to. I mean, if you didn't work really hard during COVID, you were just going to be that much more in debt afterwards, you know? And I just thought, I am not going to be in debt over COVID. It's not going to happen, because then I knew it was going to be really hard to get out of that debt.
Yeah, that was smart. And that was hard, I bet. I bet that was very, very hard.
Jesus, I know, but I still feel bad because I know there's a lot of businesses that, I mean, I know so many of my hairdressers, you know, the nail people, like they're $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in debt because they've had to pay rent. They've had to take less customers. I mean, that's horrible.
Right. Right. It just was kind of a ripple effect. So the fact that you were able to overcome it and you're still there, that probably speaks to why you're there 14 years and the other boutiques have not been able to.
Either that or they're smart. No.
Yeah. Okay. So what would you do if you didn't do a boutique? What else would you do?
I think I would always do sales. I would always,
Okay.
I like sales. I like people. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I would probably pick something where I would be deemed essential, because after this whole coronavirus, the essential people got to work the entire time.
Well, you have to be essential, and you have to have space outside, and you have to be able to have ways to keep distance. Right. And I think it's an interesting model moving forward for people that open businesses and business sites, I think.
Oh, you have to have a patio no matter what even if you're opening anything, you have to have a patio now.
It seems like it, right?
Definitely.
I mean, it's just, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's kind of cool. Well, in California, I think if you're in New York or something, it maybe not is not the best idea, but in California, it certainly is.
Space is good.
Okay, so I need you to pay it forward. So I'm going to put you on the spot for a second. I'll give you a second to think about it because I'm going to ask you something else as well. So I want to know 2 small businesses that you would say you would want to give a shout out to, so we can continue to pay it forward and support small business. I just lost your video, so I'm just going to keep talking.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. And wait, hold on. Decline. That was.
Oh, there you go. Krissy's getting a text. She's
I've literally been at work for 20 minutes and she's already calling me. I'm like, what does she need? I just saw her.
You never know, right?
Okay, 2 businesses that you would pass that I should say.
And that you feel that, and that you feel I should talk to as well. I mean, it's okay if you don't think I should talk to him.
So one of them I would do is the Endermology by Casey in La Cañada.
Oh, I met her one time in the store. Okay.
Lymph node stuff. I mean, yeah, that to me is really cool.
Okay.
Like, people probably wonder what it is, and like that would be something interesting to like know about, I think.
Okay. I'll get her contact info later from you.
And then what about Burgie's? I feel like something's in their tuna melt that like is like the secret, like, and her bread. I don't know, that thick bread, and then you bite into it and it's like air. It's like I heard it's Armenian bread, and her sandwiches are so good.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now I'm hungry, and I can't eat bread, but I'm super hungry right now. So if people want to come see you, and if people want to follow you on social media, how do they do that?
So I'm on social media, which that's another extra job of mine. So sometimes I forget, a few days go by and I don't post, but it's Cowgirl Princess on Facebook and Instagram. And we are open Tuesday through Saturday, closed on Sunday.
Okay, awesome. Krissy, I'm going to let you go because I know you have a store to open up. I'm coming down for the overall challenge. I'm coming down.
The overall challenge, I love it.
I'll be there literally in 7 minutes for the overall challenge, and we will post it. And I will keep my workout socks on and my funky shoes, because that is going to complete the what not to wear look that's going to happen shortly.
No, I'm going to sell them to you, and you're going to look really cute in them. That's
it is. No, you are a good salesperson. That is not happening. I can tell you right now that is not happening.
That's great. Okay. All right, I'll see you soon. And if you guys are in the area, stop by.
Thanks for your time. Bye.
Bye.
This is the overall challenge.
Let's see your little pose.
Twirl, twirl, twirl.
I think they look cute.
You gotta wear the shoes. With the overalls. Alright. I'm going to go and harvest some gourmet corn in these. Because look at, I can put stuff here. I could be
You could go gangster and do one up, one down.
I could. I can't. I'm doing it to get. Oh look. Okay. Oh yeah. Now we're completely. Yeah. Not ever in a million years would I go outside, but I'll post this all over, right?
Looks cute.